homemade frozen treats. This is a fun one to do because, again, the kids can be involved with this. They can help pick out the recipes. They can trial and error. If you want to make Greek yogurt popsicles, you can let them choose what flavor Greek yogurt, what mix-ins they want to do. Do they want to do raspberries or blackberries or chocolate, whatever it is, whatever frozen treat. That way it's, a sensory snack. It's fun to take outside during the summer, and it's regulating as well. So again, a good multi-step activity that has regulation benefits. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jessica, and this is All Things Sensory by Harkla.
We are both certified occupational therapy assistants, and together with Harkla, we are on a mission to empower parents, therapists, and educators to help raise confident and strong children of all abilities.
On this podcast, we chat about all things sensory, diving into special needs, occupational therapy, parenting, self-care, overall health and wellness, and so much more.
We are here to provide raw, honest, and fun strategies, ideas, and information for parents, therapists, and educators, as well as other professionals to implement into daily life.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey there, welcome back to All Things Sensory by Harkla. We're so happy to have you here today. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jessica.
And today, we are sharing survival hacks for self-regulation this summer. Mostly for me and my children, but
that's fair.
We're going to share them with you as well.
And we'll answer a listener question at the end.
Yes. So it's summer. Kids are home, most likely, and you are trying to keep everyone happy and calm and regulated. You're trying not to pull out your hair. You need some strategies for self-regulation and some sensory activities. And, that's your goal here. So you've come to the right place. We've got you. We're going to share all of the things that you need.
So number one is to go outside. And this is really the best way for nervous system regulation, for you, for your child, for everyone. Try to go outside at least twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. But just going outside, you don't even have to go anywhere. It can just be in your yard, and you can just go in the morning, sit out on the front porch, drink your coffee. It's actually one of my favorite things to do in the summer. Just get outside 10, 15 minutes. Doesn't have to be a long time. You don't have to go for a long hike. You can if you want to, and your nervous system will thank you. But just going outside will regulate your nervous system.
Yes. Now, building on that, while you are outside, maybe you're out there in the middle of the day and you need some water activities because it's warm, it's hot, you need some new things to do, right? So we have a list of our favorite water play activities. Number one being water balloons. And if you haven't seen those water balloon, I don't even know what they're called, but it's like a multi-water balloon filler upper. It attaches to the hose, and then all of the water balloons like pop off the little things at the same time. So you have like 30 water balloons. Those are great. Playing games with the water balloons, playing catch, playing baseball, just making sure that you're cleaning up, you're having your kids help clean up the little water balloon pieces. Or if you're feeling fancy, you want to do the reusable water balloons that kind of close like a clamshell. Those are fun too. Just having an option for water balloons is a fun way to cool off the system. It's just fun.
Yeah, another one is freezing toys in water. So the night before, you get an ice cube tray, or you put toys in the water balloons, or you just have a bowl or a bucket and you put your child's toys in them. Make sure your kids are...
all the battery operated toys. Just throw them in there.
Right. Good luck. Have your child help with this so they're also participating. And then the next day, you pull out all the frozen items, you take them outside and you watch them melt. Your child can use a hammer to break them apart. Get creative, and this can be a fun like toy rescue activity.
Yes. Going along with the water balloons, we love doing water balloon towel tosses. So if you have 2 kiddos, they can do this together. If you have 4 kiddos, if you have 27 kiddos,
oh gosh,
the number of kiddos, I mean, I
guess like a summer camp.
Exactly. You are going to have a person holding each side of the towel, and you're going to put the water balloon in the middle of the towel, and they're going to magic carpet this water balloon. So they're going to try to throw it up at the same time and catch it using those soft hands. And then once you get that rhythm figured out, you can partner pass it and you can have a partner team next to you. This is with 4 kids. 4 kids or 2 kids and 2 adults, whatever you want to do. And you're going to toss the balloon up and then have the partners catch it in their towel, pass it up, toss it up, drop it and catch it, and you're going to see how many times you can do it and so forth. So that's a really fun one that we've enjoyed, and it works on a lot of those underlying skills too.
Yeah. And really, you can keep the water play pretty simple. If you have a small backyard or front yard, you just can get one of those small little kiddie pools, fill it with water, and just let your kids play in it. And really, the combination of being outside and water play is a really regulating activity.
Yeah, my kids just love squirt bottles. So spray bottles. So we'll fill up spray bottles and they'll go around cleaning things. They also love using the hose, but sometimes that gets a little out of control, but just spraying things and cleaning things. They'll clean why can't I think of the word this morning? The patio, they'll spray off all of the weeds or the chalk or whatever it is, but just water in general.
Yeah.
Water tables. If you have those, you can make your own. We've talked about that before. Water play.
Yep.
Ice play.
Yeah.
Water balloon play.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
Why was that funny?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Should I stop saying yeah?
Oh.
Stop saying it.
It's funny.
Next is gardening. We've talked about this before. Not only are you getting outside, but getting your hands in the dirt, having an activity that your child can participate in that has, it's like a cause and effect activity. They can see the results of the work they're putting in.
And it's delayed gratification.
Working on that delayed gratification.
Yeah.
So working on that patience. This is a really great activity. Gardening has been shown by research to help with anxiety and depression. So highly recommend.
Yeah, that's been a big one. Now that we have like a yard where we've actually gotten into the gardening, and the kids are so motivated by it every morning. There's growth! There's growth!
Yeah.
Yes,
it's super cool.
It's fun.
Yes.
Next one, obstacle courses. We are big fans of obstacle courses. We're going to take these obstacle courses outside. So whether you want to take your indoor activities outside, feel free, or if you just want to use natural items outside, gather sticks, make an agility ladder, grab some rocks, set up and make a balance beam or a stepping stone. If you have hula hoops, you can jump through hula hoops. That's not natural, but you know what I mean.
It's easy to take outside.
It's easy.
Hula hoops are easy
they're an
to take
outdoor
outside.
activity for sure.
Absolutely.
Jump ropes. You could lay jump ropes down and make those into a balance beam.
Yep. You could use a water hose.
A water hose
for the balance beam.
Yep, for sure. So just think about those obstacle courses having a function too. So you maybe have something at the beginning. Maybe there's a block tower or a puzzle or chalk or something at the beginning, and they take it through the obstacle course and then they complete that function at the other side. That way you can go through it multiple times and have that functional component too.
Yeah, absolutely. Next are picnics. This can be really fun to just switch up meal time instead of having, lunch indoors while watching a show. You pack it all up and you go sit outside just in your yard. You don't even have to go anywhere. Just in your yard, you throw a blanket down and you can have a picnic for lunch.
Yeah.
Breakfast, dinner, when the weather's nice and it's not too hot or it's not too cold. Go outside to eat. It just changes the whole experience.
Yeah, and then you can add that sensory twist of adding more sensory, I don't want to say sensory snacks, but like things like frozen foods, sour foods, cold foods, things like that.
Yep. Well, we highly recommend just in general having a variety of foods anyways.
Yes.
And we have a lot of episodes on picky eating and strategies for food. So that might be helpful too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. The next one is having a calm down corner available, a space that maybe if you have multiple children, each child has their own chill out spot where they can go and take their brain breaks. My daughter this weekend was frustrated with me because I was brushing her hair and it was snarly, and she said, "Go take a brain break."
Wait, because you were frustrated or she was frustrated?
She was frustrated, and she told me, "Go take a brain break."
But she probably meant that she needed a break.
Yes. She wanted me to leave her alone is what she wanted.
She needed a break.
Yes. So having those sensory corners available, you've got fidgets, you've got weighted items, you've got their preferred sensory tools all in one spot.
Yeah, I think this is really helpful for summertime because it can be easy. Your child can be easily overstimulated in, public settings like the pool or birthday parties or just any type of gathering where there's a lot of people. If they're doing that, if they're going to summer camps or if they're going to some sort of daycare type center while you're at work, they're going to be easily overstimulated, and having that sensory corner available when they're home can be really helpful. Next are visual schedules. We talk about these all the time, and then when we talk about them again, we say we talk about them all the time.
Yes.
But it's true. Using some sort of visual routine schedule, some sort of visual something to help with the change in routine, because summer's a big change. So having the pictures of where your child will be going for the day, having pictures of the specific daily routine tasks, having pictures for them to choose from of their favorite sensory activities to do throughout the day, any sort of visual for that routine is going to be super helpful during the summer.
We actually just got our kids these little visual schedules that have like little buttons on them they can check off. Pros and cons to it, of course. It's not super flexible. Like once you put the stickers on, they're on there and you can't rearrange and do the things. And my son kind of struggles with like, oh, well, this is first, so I have to do this first and then this. And it's like, well, we can be a little flexible with some of the things that we're doing, but it's been really helpful so they can see what they're doing, because it just felt like we were nagging them and nagging them and nagging them. And I know when you've set up your visual schedule for Logan in the past, you're like, you take care of it. This is your responsibility now. That way you're in charge of it rather than us telling you all the things to do. So it's been helpful.
Yeah. They're great.
Yes. The next one, handmade. Okay, the next one, homemade frozen treats. This is a fun one to do because, again, the kids can be involved with this. They can help pick out the recipes. They can trial and error. If you want to make Greek yogurt popsicles, you can let them choose what flavor Greek yogurt, what mix-ins they want to do. Do they want to do raspberries or blackberries or chocolate, whatever it is, whatever frozen treat. That way it's, a sensory snack. It's fun to take outside during the summer, and it's regulating as well. So again, a good multi-step activity that has regulation benefits.
Absolutely. Next is a consistent bedtime schedule routine to help with good sleep. Where we're at here in Idaho, we end up not getting as much sleep in the summer because of the daylight. We have so much daylight in the summer. So we need like blackout curtains to close the house down essentially when it's still light outside so that we can start going to sleep. Because if it's still light outside, that light tells our brain it's time to be awake. So maybe trying some blackout curtains in your child's bedroom, using lamps instead of overhead fluorescent lights, and having a good consistent bedtime routine so your child can get good sleep. Because if your child's not getting good sleep, the day is going to be pretty rough.
Harder.
Yeah, easily overstimulated when you're tired.
All right, and the last one is starting the day with good breakfast, good sleep, good morning routine, getting some high protein, getting those sensory snacks in the morning just to help with regulation and starting the day out strong can be a really simple but really effective strategy as well.
Yeah.
That's it. That is your 10-step routine to a successful summer.
Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully these activities, these strategies are easy to implement. Don't try all of them at once. Don't try to do, water play and frozen treats and a new bedtime routine all in the same day. Pick one thing.
Yes.
At a time.
Yes. All right. We do have a listener question. It's a long one, so we're going to paraphrase here and see what we can do to help.
I'll try to paraphrase. Or I might just read it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Occupational therapist, but I've only worked in geriatrics, so this question is for my kiddo. I would love to pick your brains on this. It's regarding tongue proprioception. The background is my daughter, who just turned 6, started speech therapy for a few letter sounds that she's struggling with. She has auditory neuropathy in one ear, but normal hearing in the other, and suspected ADHD. I do, my husband does, and her older brother does as well. So it sounds like ADHD is genetic in this family here. What I noticed is when we're working on the letter L, she's supposed to put her tongue behind her front teeth with her mouth open. She doesn't seem to know where her tongue is in her mouth. I've also noticed that when she's been at the dentist tells her to move her tongue a certain way. And when I'm brushing her teeth, she struggles with that. She had a frenectomy at 5 weeks, and I don't think it's reattached. It doesn't appear to be a restriction keeping her from moving her tongue where it should go. Any ideas on how to work on this specifically? She also has balance struggles, habitually walks on her toes, on and off, which we constantly correct. She was evaluated by PT, but they weren't that helpful, and we couldn't continue with so many appointments during this season.
Okay, my first thought is using vibration. So getting like a Z Vibe or the Buzz Buddy and getting in there and waking up the mouth structures. The next thing would be to potentially work on the tonic labyrinthine reflex as well, working on that neck extension, also maybe loosening up these muscles on her chin and on her neck. Working on the tonic labyrinthine, like I said, and working on possibly the rooting reflex, and some of those oral reflexes could be helpful too.
Yeah, I think those are great. Mentioning of ADHD, it wouldn't hurt to get an OT evaluation to work on some of those executive function skills and the sensory processing challenges that could be affecting all of this. If she doesn't know where her tongue is in her mouth, that's a sign of dyspraxia. So there could be some other motor challenges that maybe we're not seeing yet.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. So it doesn't hurt to also rule out sleep disordered breathing. Like if she is sleeping with her mouth open, I would definitely look at that. Maybe look at myofunctional therapy if that's the route that you want to go. Working more on the tongue functions. Can she suction her tongue to the roof of her mouth? Does she have a really narrow arch? Again, that's not our area of expertise, but at least it could be something to rule out.
I think practicing when she's practicing like the letter L and where she's supposed to place her tongue, doing it in front of a mirror is going to be really helpful so she knows where it's at. And then also doing other tongue and mouth movement activities in front of the mirror so that she can see where her mouth and her tongue and everything is and what it's doing.
There's a card deck from Super Duper Publications that has like oral motor deck or something like that, where there's picture cards and you could match the picture cards of what the tongue is doing.
That's a really good one to turn into like a game and play together. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, with that, we hope it was helpful. If you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, please do so. That helps us reach more people.
Yep. If this episode was helpful, share it with a friend, take a screenshot, tag us on social media. We're at All Things Sensory Podcast. Make sure you're subscribed.
Yep. And with that, we'll plan on seeing you next week for another episode.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for listening to All Things Sensory by Harkla.
If you want more information on anything mentioned in the show, head over to harkla.co/podcast to get the show notes.
If you have any follow-up questions, the best place to ask those is in the comments on the show notes, or message us on our Instagram account, which is at Harkla_family or at All Things Sensory Podcast. If you just search Harkla, you'll find us there.
Like we mentioned before, our podcast listeners get 10% off their first order at Harkla. Whether it's for one of our digital courses or one of our sensory swings, the discount code SENSORY will get you 10% off. That's SENSORY.
Head to harkla.co/sensory to use that discount code right now.
We are so excited to work together to help create confident kids all over the world. While we make every effort to share correct information, we're still learning.
We will double check all of our facts, but realize that medicine is a constantly changing science and art.
One doctor or therapist may have a different way of doing things from another.
We are simply presenting our views and opinions on how to address common sensory challenges, health-related difficulties, and what we have found to be beneficial that will be as evidence-based as possible.
By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical condition in either yourself or your child.
Consult your child's pediatrician or therapist for any medical issues that he or she may be having.
This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the podcast.
Thanks so much for listening.